Good morning and thank you for having me here. Today, the session will be a training session, internal training session, and thank you to Pan Nurul and Control Automation Technology for allowing me to present this training session. And before we proceed, I need to get the consent from you all. The purpose is we are recording this video is for the accreditation purpose. Okay, if you agree, then just raise your hand. Okay, thank you so much. And here's the attendance list, and you need to sign, give your details, name, IC number, and everything, and just sign. Yeah. Okay. So while filling up the attendance form, let's introduce yourself and then from which department. Okay, start with one.
Hi, morning. Okay, I'm Nurul. Okay, I'm from HR department. So, okay, hi Prabhu.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah. I'm Business Development Manager for the company, the Healthcare Automation subsidiary.
Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Aisha Nabila. I am the HR admin and executive. So I'm from Healthcare Automation Technology, the subsidiary of Control Automation Technology.
Okay, thank you, Aisha, Shara, and Pamela. So let's begin with a little bit of exercise. Let's do some ice breaking. So what's your industry 4.0 scope? Okay, let's find out. I have 10 questions. You just write down yes or no, and there's a paper ready for you. Okay. So number one, have you used cloud storage? For example, Google Drive, Dropbox, and etc. Okay. Number two, have you heard about artificial intelligence, AI? Number three, do you own a smart device such as a smartphone, smartwatch, smart TV, etc.? Have you ever used voice assistant like Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant? Number five, have you seen or worked with industrial robots? Do you know what is IoT, Internet of Things? Have you ever used data analytical software, Excel, Power BI, etc.? Do you think AI and automation will change your job in the future? Have you heard of 3D printing in manufacturing? And the last one, do you believe factories will be fully automated in the future? Okay, I give 2 minutes.
So do we need to count how many years?
Yes. So once you count, please count how many yes and how many no. We will be seeing the score. Okay. So now, if you say 3 yes or 0 to 3 yes, that means you are still beginner and you're starting to explore industry 4.0. May I know how many scores you get? How many yes? 8 yes. Wow. Okay. How about you? 8. 7. Okay, that's good. That means you are standing here. That means you really understand about the industry 4.0 and also well equipped with the current trend. Okay, let's moving forward. Did any question surprise you?
Yes.
Okay. How about cloud storage? What do you understand about cloud storage? Cloud storage. So normally we use for like Google Drive, Dropbox, and everything, right? You can easily pick one file and then move to the cloud so everybody can see and align with your team, right? So that's how we do data management in factories. So one machine will send the data to the server so that everybody is aligned with the data. Okay, that's how the data management is being done. AI and automation. For example, you did answer Netflix and YouTube recommendations, right? That's an example of it. Okay, so how this being done, implement in manufacturing industry is predictive maintenance. So once the system, the equipment knows, will analyze the predictive maintenance. Okay, so the machine will give a trigger to the management or the technical team to do a predictive maintenance. Such same like Netflix and YouTube recommendations. IoT devices. So you did mention smart home gadgets. So smart home gadgets, it's like when you walk into your house and then you just say, "Hey Siri," or "Hey Alexa, please turn on the lights," something like that. It connected to IoT for the machines. So you can remotely move or operate the machine using IoT. Okay. 3D printing. So used in schools and business. This is a very highly used in the industry right now. Rapid prototype, because doing prototype it will cost a lot of money. The cost will be increased for the management. So how they reduce the cost is by doing 3D printing. 3D printing, the cost is much lower compared to actual doing the prototype actual using metals and everything. Okay.
Sorry. Does CCTV considered as IoT device?
Sorry.
Does CCTV considered as IoT device?
In some cases, yes, because it does give data, it transfers the data to the management or something, or to the owner. So, okay, my name is T.S. Prabhu. I've worked with control automation in semiconductor industry, automation industry for the past 9 years. Okay, my expertise is on system installation, testing, and commissioning to customer side. Okay, I have extensively conducted training at Germany, Singapore, Philippines, and India. So mostly I have handled projects on the testing and commissioning. Customer relationship, I very so okay, my core, saya boleh edit. So my core is mostly on project management. Okay. Basically, when my role is to manage the customer and also my engineers, deploy them to the customer site, and then perform the installation and buy off, because the buy off will take mostly like 30 days, 40 days until the customer accepts the system. So what will happen is that most of the time there will be miscommunication between customer requirement and also our expectation. So when we go there, what will happen is we will have some misunderstanding, and then we will try to rectify the issue by communicating in a proper way. So we will hand over the system, and then we will conduct the training, technical training, how to do the setup, how to do the recipe and everything. So apart that, I'm also involved in training programs. I do conduct technical trainings to engineers, managers, and non-technical. Okay. I'm also certified as a professional technologist from MPOT. So that is why I pulled the title of GS. This is not Tanshi. Okay. Okay, let's dive in into our first topic for today. Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing. The session objective is to the participant to understand the fundamental of Industry 4.0 and its evolution from the previous industry revolutions. Number 2, to identify key technologies driving smart manufacturing and including IoT, AI, and also automation. Recognize implementation strategies and digital transformation in manufacturing. Analyze future trends and challenges in Industry 4.0 adoption. Okay. So now, this is Industry Revolution 1.0. Okay. So in the late 18th centuries, the first industrial revolution characterized by the use of steam power and mechanization. This is way 18th centuries, before any semiconductor or any manufacturing happens. So we move into steam power. So if you still see in the movies, the old trains still use the arabatu and steam and everything. So that is the first revolution. Okay. The second industry 2.0 is in the late 19th and earlier 20th century, where electricity and assembly lines lead to mass production. That is where all the electricity come in, and then we try to produce more efficient production. Okay, so the key features of Industry 2.0 is, as I said, so electric power has been replaced by the steam engines, okay, for allowing more efficient and machine operation. Those who use steam power, you have to have a lot of workforce. You need to get the natural resources, and then when electricity take over, we have generated electricity, and then we have moved into more efficient machine operation. Because using a steam power, we need a lot of machine maintenance. To reduce that, we have come with electricity. Okay. And also increase specialization work becomes specialized in specific tasks, improving efficiency. Okay, assembly line in production. Okay, for example, like car assembly in the 90s, 2000s, we have seen car manufacturers move into manufacturing assembly in Malaysia itself. Okay, so for example, like when you use electricity, the machines get better. We use higher technology machines, and then in order to have in order to have a manufacturing with standard process. Okay, so urbanization. So how does this Industry 2.0 help the community or the people in certain country? Is by giving work opportunity, job opportunity, and a lot of people from urban area, from from kampong, sorry for my word, from kampong, then they move to city in order to get more higher pay of jobs and special skills jobs, right? Something like that. So okay, what is the benefit what is the benefit of Industry 2.0? So basically, Industry 2.0 increase the productivity of the nation and also the people. How? They use the electricity and mechanization streamline production, reducing manual labor and also increase output. That's how, if you see like from time of proton, if we can take example of proton. Proton have evolved from proton saga. As I know, is proton saga, and then they have you can see that different trends of the car and everything improved by according to the trend, right? And lower cost. How does this affect the cost? Mass production make good more affordable, benefiting consumers and also businesses. Okay. Improve working condition. Unlike steam power factory, electric power plants were safer and also cleaner, improving the work environment. As you know, steam, you need to use coal. When you use coal, everything will be there. So people who are working there, also the health issues and such. Expansions of industries. New manufacturing techniques enable rise of industry such as automobile production, steel and textiles. So most of them are already adapt to automations. Okay. So now that is Industry 3.0. On the later of 20th century, they introduced computers and also automation enhancing productivity. So this is where it comes the automation, the robotics and everything. Automation. So how does this concept implements in the Industry 3.0? In the Industry 3.0, they use control systems such as computers, robots to manage machines and processes. Automation have paved a way to increase production rates and more efficient use of material. So basically what happens here, whatever the operators or the engineers been doing manually has been moved to computerized. So all the data management comes into the picture at Industry 3.0 under automation. Okay, so the robotics in Industry 3.0 involve robots performing tasks previously done by human workers. The robots are capable of handling high precision tasks in hazardous environment, contributing to fewer workplace accidents and improve overall efficiency. So how does robotic plays an important part in the Industry 3.0? In semiconductor, for example, in semiconductor industry, the die, which is the wafer, what will happen? It's very precise and fragile. The normal human, when go and touch or try to pick it up, so it will break. So everything is cost. So we, the chip manufacturers doesn't want that to happen. So what happens? They use robots. Robots, we can control the robots. The weight, the torque, the pressure to pick the die and to place in another component. So that is very fragile and critical operation. So that is where the robotic plays an important part in Industry 3.0. Understand?
Yes.
So now comes Industry 4.0. The current era characterized by the fusion of digital and physical and biological systems emphasize connectivity and data exchange. So as we speak, as I mentioned, in Industry 3.0, the most of the jobs is being done within the organization. So there is no data is being shared or to be shown to the other organizations. So, okay, in Industry 4.0, it fits the purpose. Everybody is sharing the method of the way they do production. Okay. Okay. The key definition and principle of Industry 4.0. Okay. IoT used extensively for communication purpose between two devices. How does this IoT used in, for example, in semiconductor manufacturing? IoT is being used for machine to communicate, and also from machine to the server, so that the management will know, okay, this machine, let's say they have an assembly line. In the assembly line, they will have like hundreds of machines for different processes. So in a simple way, management cannot monitor all the machines at one go. So when it comes to IoT devices, they have the capability of sharing the current status of the machine. Let's say it's idle, it's down, it's running. So the management will know in one single PC, they will know, okay, the hundreds of machines is running, which one is idle, which one is under maintenance. All that can be done through IoT communication. Okay. Decision making. So when it comes to decision making, by having these IoT devices, the decision making for the management is more efficient. They will know, okay, let's say as I said, in the assembly line, there's a few hundreds of machines, and then they will have, they can see and view which machine is down and what's the reason, and then they can make decision more faster. For example, like engaging the technical team, and then the technical team can go and check the system without delaying. Okay, because every downtime of the system is a cost, production cost. You cannot meet the production throughput. Okay. Information transparency. Since the hardware, like I said, that the machine already have sensors to monitor all the values, readings from the machine itself. For example, let's say you are running a motor in the machine. The motor is running. The motor have its own heat. If let's say there is a sensor in the motor to tell you what is the real time temperature, so the engineers, the management can monitor this, and then they can predict when the motor will spoil. So before the motor gets spoiled, let's say within 2 years time, so it will give you a prediction. That is what we call preventive maintenance. So preventive maintenance is before the motor gets spoiled, we get another motor inspect. So once we know that, okay, this is going to die off, and then we go and arrange 1 day or 2 days before or 1 week before, engage the team just to go and get this motor to be replaced. It happens in entire semicon, as I know, they will be using this method and really increase the productivity throughput and less downtime of the system. Any questions?
So far, no.
Let me know if too technical.
So far, so good.
Okay. So again comes technical assistance. as we have all these IoT decision making capabilities and also information transformacy, the technical assistant will be more easier, and to reach customer is more with the right problem. When the customer give you the right problem, and then they tell you what are the issues step by step, and for you to assist them will be much faster. For example, like one of the recent experience of mine. So we sell a system we sell a system at India. So what happened? The customer go and try to do the manufacture, run the machine. What happens? The machine is not picking up the lead frame properly. So with our expertise, we did a remote session with them, and then we need to understand what exactly step by step what they did and how it works, and then why it's not picking up. So all this we need to ask them, because the customer, we need to ask them in order to understand the real problem. We need to find the root cause instead of giving a quick solution. Okay. So what I did, we did a remote session to find out whether there is a problem in the software, but then there's no problem with the software, and find out it's a human error. How does that human error? When they put the lead frame on the system, and then they never do the fine tuning of the pickup. So what happened? There is a vacuum loss. That's why the machine cannot pull up the lead frame. So like this, we need to understand clearly what actually the customer was doing, and then why it affect the machine down. Okay, that's one of the example. Okay, the core technology of Industry 4.0 is the Internet of Things. As I said, all Internet or IoT interconnects between system to system. Okay, even in our office, we can do that. I can access to your laptop, I can access to Sarah's laptop, even without I'm being there. How we can do that? As long as we have the internet and the connectivity protocols, I can do that. Okay? So big data analytics, handling and analyzing large volume of data in order to do decision making. So, like I said earlier, in hundreds of machines, there's a lot of data because the machine is running 24/7. It never stops, it never sleeps. So all the data is being managed by big data. There will be a server enough to storage all the summaries of the machines. You understand, kalau machine tu jalan, if the machine is running 24/7, in 1 hour it will inspect 30,000 to 40,000 units of data into the server. Imagine it's running for 24/7. So that amount of one machine, let's say you have hundreds of machines, all the data and summary will be pushed to the server. The server is the one doing the big data analytics. Okay. So AI. So when it comes to AI, recently I get involved in a project, artificial intelligence, how it does work. Everybody is talking, current trend, everybody is talking about AI. So how AI does help in manufacturing? For example, recently I engaged with Dr. Sarah, and then I've been working on a project. So what we're trying to do is, the machine, inspection machine already have a rule-based inspection system. Okay, for example, like key ends, OPT and everything. So what we do is we want to develop our own rule-based system, comes with AI reclassification. How does this AI reclassification works? Is we need to because why we want to generate this AI reclassification is to reduce the overkill rejection. I mean reject. With the rule based system dia ada SKP, macam yang good pun dia akan reject. Okay, faham Yang good pun dia akan reject. So sepatutnya yang good ni dia tak boleh reject, betul tak? But this rule based system, because the machine is running at high speed, so bila dia jalan dengan high speed, it might tend to escape. So what this AI reclassification akan buat, so bila dia kata not good kan, reject kan, dia akan jumping, dia akan buat re-inspection. Faham? So dia akan buat inspection, dia akan bagi tahu, oh ini bukan reject, ini sepatutnya good. And then so dia akan masuk dalam reject, good bin lah, kita panggil good bin. So this is how level. Okay, that's one of the AI that I'm working on currently. So I've seen a lot of people doing using AI to do codings, to do project management. I mean, it's good. Have you used any AI before?
ChatGPT je lah.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT,
How about you,
Gemini.
Zara?
Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity.
Usually what do you do?
Probably is to increase productivity, help manage my time. and
Okay.
work. And for
Does-
hobbies, a little bit for hobbies as well, like coding. I try.
Does it really help?
It helps make me understand things better, but with any AI, you need to know what kind of instructions to give. Then the information comes to you. So you need to learn how to use AI for AI to be effective. That's what I learned.
Right. So, how useful is that for you?
It's very useful. I feel like it saves me a lot of time. I feel like I have access to almost anything, any topic I want to learn,
Right.
anything I want to.
Usually, if you want to learn something deep, so which AI do you use?
Something deep. For research purposes, I use Perplexity a lot. But for creating, like, I have an idea in my head, I just need it to see it in front of me. That's ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's ChatGPT.
So, do you use ChatGPT Pro version or free version? Free. Okay.
Different.
So, do you use any AI? ChatGPT. So recently, I noticed that Canva also they provide AI, right? So you just give a prompt and then they will give you whatever that you require within minutes. So that's actually a lot of people use the AI. It's very useful to reduce time
Fine.
and especially time.
Yeah.
Some jobs they require a lot of formatting, this and that, and then but you throw to ChatGPT, but you need to give a correct prompt. If you don't give a correct prompt, then it will give you a lot of things.
Macam kes yang you yang hadap kat India tu,
Mhm.
yang dia call kita tanya macam mana ada problem tu, boleh ke AI, boleh ke dia search AI je?
Okay, very good question. What we can do, I had this idea. So because I don't want every time to inform customer, right? So need to do this. This is a basic thing. So the basic thing, how without me being there virtually or face to face, how AI can support me on this? Saya pernah fikir. So I also like, okay, why not we have photo automation's AI chatbot? That chatbot, tapi we need to fit a lot of technical questions. Okay, so because you know AI, we need to teach them.
train it.
Yes, you need to train them how to think like us, engineers. So instead, let's say we have one system, AI chatbot. When customer have some technical questions, so it will ask first thing what model, what system, and everything. Because in the database, we will upload the manuals, everything. So based on that manual, it will give the customer, oh, okay, did you check this first? Did you check this? Do you have this problem? Without us being there. I mean, yeah, it's a good idea. I proposed to Sarah also, but let's see how it works. It requires a lot of coding and everything. So that way we can implement AI in our for that mentioned issue. It will work for everyone. They can fit. You can propose. I mean, you can make this as a business model for CAT also. So we can propose. Oh, okay, we have this AI chatbot. Can be used for other customers, and also they can use that for the missionaries. So let's say engineer have there's some issue. You don't understand how to change the motor and everything. So you can just I don't know how to change this. So they will ask you, okay, what do you do? Ask, and then it will give you the model for this machine. I want to change this. So the basic common prompt. So lepas tu dia akan bagi, oh okay, based on this drawing, okay, you need to remove this wire, you need to unplug this, and then you will make technical jobs easier.
Boleh apply untuk NSP juga lah. For customer clinics and propaganda apa
Basically, machines and
Right.
devices.
virtual manual book lah, macam manual if there's
Betul.
any problem, yeah.
Even for HR pun boleh buat. Kita boleh buat AI untuk HR.
So,
So
in order to implement the AI, does it requires a lot of money?
yes, the cost will be high. You know why? Because AI need high power PC and GPU, graphic cards, a lot of things.
Simpan lagi data software
Right.
yang ada.
Since you need to fit, let's say you have hundreds of machines, then you need to fit all the manuals. Satu manual, maybe like hundreds of pages. So how you want to keep all that? So that is why currently, recently, I see the PC for the AI can reach up to 30 to 40K. Just the PC alone, no other hardware, just the PC alone. Because of the GPU cards, the RAM need to be like super fast. It's not like normal PC. Okay. So cloud and edge computing, storing and data processing data in the cloud at the edge of networks. So as I said, in production streamline, memang you have a lot of like 500 to 600 machines. All the data summaries will be pushed to the server cloud. Even AI, they have cloud, right? So because most of the things cannot be stored hardware, they can then push to cloud. But the cloud is not cheap. So it always depends whether you want to get productivity, efficiency, or the cost. If you look into cost, let's say the management look into the cost, you cannot achieve productivity and efficiency. If you want to go for productivity and efficiency, then the cost will be slightly higher. Even though the cost is higher, you can beat with productivity and efficiency. It's either the management need to make a decision whether you want your staff to be efficient, productive. No, because as a management, in a management perspective, being motion is not productive. In being motion means that you are doing that, you are updating the Excel and everything. But what is productive? Being proactive means you go out, you hunt for sales, you bring back 3 quotations, you get close 4 POs. That is productivity. Productive. Being productive. Being emotional, oh, I'm very busy today. Yeah, work busy doing what? So I go there, I arrange the files, I've been updating the Excel files, I send the email. It's being motion. It's not being productive. Okay? Digital twins, virtual modes of physical objects or systems used for simulation and analysis. Okay, and this one is very good example. Recently, I've been working with FTI, focus testers. The tester have a visual software at customer side, and also I have installed in my laptop. That means without me being in front of the system, I can do the debugging, testing, and simulation of test program or something. Usually customer will do the test program, generate the test program, and then they will pass to me. I will simulate the test program and then see whether it's okay to release for production and everything. So we can do that. Okay, so that's how the digital twins models works, either in physical and also in virtual. You can also tell them, hey, okay, I have done this. You can just take the file, XML file, and then you just give to them, and then they can run in actual production. That's save a lot of time and also increase their throughput production, because when they comes to production, the production throughput is the most important thing. They need to achieve 400K per day. 400K, that means from one machine. So they need to achieve certain amount of UPH in order to get the production. Cyber physical systems, integration of physical processes with computational systems. How does this work? Is like the CPS using IoT and also big data, so they will have some data protocol, data protection protocol, and something like that. So it's like cyber security, something like that. Okay. So because all the data and from the machine, they need to have they need to protect the data for the customer, because you cannot simply share the data over to other customers. They have some worries. So normally what they do, they will sign an NDA with them and everything. Okay, one of the case study that I've done is the GE. GE is the General Electric company. Okay, so they have this initiative. They integrated sensors. Sensor is like how you guys understand sensors? Sensors integration. Okay, a GE plant. They have a battery plant in New York. They have 10,000 sensors to capture data on 10,000 variables, including equipment performance, energy usage, environmental conditions, and intervals of 200 milliseconds. 200 milliseconds is like the amount of you blink your eyes. Yes, that's 200 milliseconds. So that fast. So if they're able to capture that much of information, why they want to do this? Because they want to know the data of the machine, the environmental machine. Okay, let's say saya klik macam ni, saya dapat temperature punya reading, saya dapat performance punya reading. I know how much energy it is being using. So all that is the reason why they equipped with 10,000 sensors. Okay, so from that, by doing this, what they did is what they get preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance. GE employs machine learning algorithm to analyze sensor data, enabling the prediction of equipment failures before it happens. Okay, again I'm saying the reason they put the sensors, okay, macam ni, this is the machine. So saya pasang sensor sini untuk monitor dia punya performance, CPU card, temperature dia, fan ada jalan ke tak, battery berapa lama, how much is the health and everything. So before anything happens, it will, because hardware will degrade. It will degrade. Hardware will degrade. So how we need to prevent that? How we can prevent that is by installing the sensors, right? Okay, and then what happened? They achieved 30% reduction in unplanned machine downtime. 30%.
No wonder GE is a big player.
Yes, correct. But GE is very big, so they have the financial support. They have the finance to do that. How about smaller companies, SMEs? They don't have that much of capacity. Okay, what they can do, they can choose what they want to measure. Install 1 or 2 sensors or 3 sensors, maximum 10 sensors. Sensors not that expensive, but depends on what are you measuring.
Is it high maintenance to maintain the sensor?
No.
It's expensive.
No, it's more high cost to maintain the machine compared to the sensor. The sensor might cost you about 300 ringgit, but then if let's say the machine is down because of unplanned or unmonitored hardware, it will cost you more than that.
100,000.
Yes. Same like car. If let's say you drive a BMW because it's expensive, everybody knows it. Okay, so BMW, and then you drive 6 months down the road. You never change the oil. You never do the disc brake change, brake pad. What will happen? One by one, it will start failing, right? So that is why they have a 6-month schedule, 3-month schedule. Every 15,000 kilometers, you need to change the oil. That's the reason. Because to prevent a major breakdown. Yeah. Any questions on this? How we can do such predictive maintenance in our daily life? Because we don't have sensors, right? Even our health, right? How do we do that? Reminder.
Maybe
Okay.
an apps macam dia boleh remind kita, okay, berapa step yang kita ambil hari ni.
Okay.
Kalau I macam selalu beri swap kan, dia akan bagi tahu, oh okay, you dah lama tak jalan, berapa minggu dah tak beri swap, macam tu.
Okay. What concept is it using actually? Because you put your phone in your pocket
Ya.
and then you're walking. What is it measuring? It's motion. Motion sensor, right? So how does that motion sensor interpret the data that you walk? It's a sensor. Basically, the phone have the motion sensor. All the phones now have motion sensor.
Yelah, sebab even kita letak macam tu,
Yes.
dia gerak-gerak, dia
Yes.
tahu kita.
They tahu they are on the move, right?
Even health watches.
Yes. If not, how it knows that you are okay, you are here, And then when you elevate to any certain point of height, let's say you are hiking to Mount Everest, how does it know that, oh, okay, you are at above 40,000 sea level? How does it know? Because there is a sensor. So you can read the altitude data, the temperature data, all that. Okay.
So do you think robotic or AI can replace your work? Your some benda yang you dah expertise kan? You rasa robotic dengan AI boleh replace you ke?
Very good question, Aisyah. Actually, the robotic can replace AI and robotic can replace my job.
Like
In my opinion,
100%.
it might not, it may replace my job, but not as a trainer.
Yeah.
In technical term, AI can do better things compared to humans. But you still need some human touch in order to teach the AI to act like human.
So dia ada emotion.
Right? In China, there's already humanoids. Like the movie we see I, Robot last time, Will Smith. I'm not sure if maybe you've seen I, Robot, Will Smith. That's 20 years ago movie. But then if you go again and watch the movie again, you will know how futuristic is the director. How he can think a way 20 years ago and now the humanoid is there. China is building very good humanoids. They can perform hearts, they can go for war. They do exactly like humans. I've seen one video recently. The humanoid robot going and proposing to a girl. And then when the girl is rejecting the proposal, it gets angry. It gets angry. And then he's banging his head, don't know what to do. Similar like humans. That's how AI learns. It will learn through the emotions, everything. But will it replace humans?
Entirely no.
It will assist humans. Maybe now there's a difficulties for humans to reach outer space. What will happen if we can? What happens if we can replace by humanoids? Humanoids don't care what's the temperature, what's the pressure, whether you will bleed to death or what. No, right? So we can send them maybe to Mars or Pluto or whatever, right? So there's no limitation on that. How do you think, if let's say for example you are doing healthcare, do you think AI or humanoid can do surgeries
No.
in medical industry?
Obviously tak boleh.
Why not? Doctors are using
Dia boleh assist je.
robotic arms to perform brain surgeries, because we know brain surgery is most critical surgery, right?
Dia perlu
One
orang
mistake.
yang stable.
One mistake can cost a life.
Yeah.
So now I've seen even in China, they are performing. The doctor is in China, but the patient is in US. Wow, this is very interesting. How does it happen? How it works?
Tapi dia just assist je kan?
It's not assisting. The doctor is using the robotic arm virtually. He's wearing the VR, and then he's the one doing the performing the surgery. But then the surgery is happening at US.
I thought dia macam assist je, dia macam bagi instruction je.
Oh,
Ada macam tu kan, how they trying to make it more like you don't need assistant. Which a lot of doctors doctors disagree. like,
Yeah.
Kira nanti akan replace diorang kan.
yeah. So, but they're experimenting on non-vital organs, vital surgeries like brain, heart, lungs. What they don't allow you.
Ah.
They don't allow. They're slowly assistive, but other non-vital organs like your arms and shoulder, they're slowly training the
Right.
robot to do that.
So when did you get that?
I just did my research on that one. Yeah, it's on the news, which is interesting.
Have you seen any doctors using AI in medical industry in Malaysia?
Not yet.
Should.
Unless ChatGPT. Just macam tu. Tapi kalau buat surgery ke apa treatment rasa tak penting lagi.
I have seen one company in Malaysia is doing AI classification. AI classification is like there's a patient with a breast cancer. They can see the lump, a small lump, but then the AI when they use the AI to identify whether this is a cancer cell or it's a cancer lump or something like that, and within how many years it will be, how big is the cancer cell and the lump, the diameter of the lump. The AI predicted exactly the same, accurate. So let's say now 2026, 2024, they have estimated within 2 years of time the diameter of the lump will be like 10 cm. The AI predicted at 2024. But then when the patient come back, exactly the 10 cm. Wow, yes, that's really wow. So that's how doctors are using AI in the medical industry. That's another example when I read through. So there's one doctor, he's a he's a cardiologist. So what he was doing, he used Gemini AI or something like that. He tell the Gemini AI, this patient have this history and everything. So he was asking the Gemini AI, act as myself, as a blah 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 blah, and then he say, ask me, suggest me what are the medicines, then what are the surgeries, what are the possible potential and everything, and then you give exactly the same. It's really amazing. The doctors can learn through AI, and also, but anyhow, whatever AI is giving, we need to go through, right? So it's like even for missionaries, I cannot simply tell like AI, oh, I need I have this system. The system is down due to this, and then give me some suggestion what I do next. So it will give you generic mission concept. It doesn't know really, okay, what exactly you do, because you cannot see, right? Even though you post a photo or videos, it doesn't know. So always must go through the what ChatGPT is giving you. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying ChatGPT is bad, but he doesn't know. You need to teach them. Okay. Anything else? What Nurul? If how do you think AI works in the HR? How can help in HR?
Especially when reply customer, supplier, means for correspondence. Very helpful lah.
Very helpful. But how we can improve? I mean, to reduce your task, how you can improve? Or how do you think you can improve?
How I can improve?
Responding to customer. Do you do respond to customer? Normally, okay. Normally, Puan Nurul, she's managing the finance as well, right? So normally she need to hunt for the money to come in. So how we can automate this? Boleh tak kita automate ni? Kalau automate ni, will it reduce your job scope?
Boleh. Kira macam daripada IBSS kena kan kita ada history yang okay, this one is not paid yet.
Ya.
So dia akan macam
Auto send email lah.
bila dia auto send email.
Oh.
Macam okay, auto sekali send SOA. Kejap ni finance untuk bayar.
Tapi yang ni sudah ada atau nak
Kita belum ada.
Oh, kita belum ada.
Belum ada dekat IBSS tak ada lagi. Tak tahu lah kalau software lain ada. Tapi itulah cara untuk macam memudahkan instead of admin yang kena hantar SOA minta bayar ni. So kira date tu je sampai je date tu and then auto send email.
Okay, normally the payment term is like 30 days, 60 days, 120 days.
Ya,
So,
kita
kan?
ada set benda tu dekat IBSS.
Yes. So normally, for example, we send a machine to India, right? So once we sell, after buy off and everything, sign everything, and then the account starts from that. Am I right?
Ya.
But usually we have 40, 60 payment term. Depends on the payment term. So the system, if how good, if let's say I go and install a machine, and then I come back and then I tell HR or admin, oh, I've done this, okay. So from there the system automatically knows, oh, this system has been done, right? Of course, admin or HR need to update the system, right? So once click, oh, this is done. So once done, the system, how good if the system knows, okay, next I need to do, and so we send the SOA or send the reminder for the payment term, blah 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 blah. How good is it?
Itulah yang kena implement. Tapi susah lah.
I mean, it's possible. I think a lot of players in the industry are doing that now. I'm not sure if Infotech is doing that. Ada tak buat macam ni?
Infotech or
Automate the entire process. For example, from technical team, I said, okay, this machine already done install. So I already informed my office, my management. So the management kena update maybe like one tick. Tick, okay, this is complete. India installation complete, done. And then next, the system already know, oh, okay, I need to send this reminder to customer. Currently do manual, but it will be good if we do automate, right? Normally the Oracle, I believe Oracle, have you used Oracle before? Jira, Workflow, Confluence. I've used Jira before. It's really helpful for project management. So how does it work? It's also IoT. IoT, how it, not to say IoT, it's like a big data. So cloud and everything. So the entire project management is managed through the cloud. So entire team, same like Google Worksheet. The Google Worksheet, right? Everybody is monitoring and everything, right? Same like Jira. But Jira is more to real project management.
The actual project.
Yes, correct. So if they'll have some boards and then complete by who, when and how, the track,
then how many
traceability.
percent left kan?
Correct. Traceability.
Like Monday.com, something like that.
Yes, something like that. Yes, Monday.com. Yes, exactly same. But Monday.com is more better.
Is it?
I think more better. I've seen that.
Only use that one, the trial one.
But Jira is not bad. We have used Jira. Actually, we can do much more with Confluence and Jira, but it depends on the company limitation, the cost and everything. And Jira gives 10 users for free. 10, yeah, that's big.
With unlimited features?
They have some limitation on the features. For example, like you don't want to have technical team in the sales, but then you cannot go through.
I see.
So once you create a project, let's say for sales, and then you add them, that's it. So they can see whatever you are seeing. And
Ada kerja payment.
payment.
Something birthday.
Boleh cut. Boleh cut.
Boleh?
Boleh cut.
Ya.
Senang kita. Jam 30 minit hari ni, esok 30 minit lagi. Tengok kalau sama pula. Jadi sejam sebelum lunch, sejam lepas lunch.
Dia topeng yang dua. Dia punya topeng pula. Topeng. Sorry, boleh dengar. Lepas tu tunggu kat kedai.
Okay, as we was discussing earlier, so we have some input and insight how the AI works and how we can implement this industry and how to implement it in the workplace. So now, let's review. Okay, this is the review and summary for the first session. So I hope the key takeaways here is to understand the fundamental of Industry 4.0 and how it evolution from previous industrial revolutions. So we have seen Industry 1.0 from steel, metal frameworks and everything, and then goes to Industry 2.0 where the electricity comes in and the steam power all been replaced with the electricity, and then the Industry 3.0 comes in production, improvement, and then using computerized industry, and then Industry 4.0, right? Okay, and then the second one is to identify the key technologies driving smart manufacturing and also including IoT, AI, and automation. We have talked about AI, automation, how to automate to our daily tasks, and then how to reduce the time taken to complete each task, right? And case studies, we have seen GE, how they implement 10,000 sensors to monitor the hardware, get the samples data and do the predictive maintenance, right? And IoT, big data, robotic implementation in the industries. Okay, so since we are nearly end of the session, so let's do some quiz. Okay, just be relaxed, don't need to write anything. So just answer by the questions I have here. Okay, so number one. What does Industry 4.0 primarily focus on? So who wants the A, B, C, and D? Anybody?
C.
C.
It's like a translation.
Yeah. See.
C, yeah? Okay. 1 point. Let's go. Second question. Okay. Which of the following is a key technology in the Industry 4.0?
B.
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 Internet of Things.
Why not typewriters?
Because
So
Oh, cool.
Okay. So what is the purpose of using sensors in smart manufacturing? To entertain workers?
See, yes. Yeah.
See, okay. Why not we use to power machines?
Because sensors don't power machines.
Yes, correct. I'm so glad you understand. So what does AI that we spoke about earlier, right? What does AI help with in manufacturing? Does it help in keying data into computer? predicting maintenance, improving decision
B.
making, turning off the lights.
That too, but mainly B. AI can turn off lights.
Does it replace all employees immediately?
No.
No. Sure, B.
Yes.
One more. So, which benefit the most associated with smart manufacturing?
High electricity landscape.
Which is first?
Yeah.
I feel like B and C.
B.
C.
B and C is like okay. But B good.
Okay, which benefit the most associated with smart manufacturing?
Why do we need longer
Production cycle.
Reduce downtime.
So,
A longer production cycle means
Depends on
as in maintenance? Oh tak, as in it's not short. Your production cycle is long. Okay.
Longer
but
production cycle.
I read it as like steady. You can sustain a more productive.
Yes.
Okay, no, it's not that big. It's big. I think it's
It's
big.
B. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So basically, with smart manufacturing, it will increase the efficiency and also reduce the downtime of the machine. Okay. I mean, more or less, it's not wrong. I mean, longer production cycles, it does help to increase the longer production cycle throughput. So when the machine breakdown is lower, you will get the longer production cycle. Okay. Any questions so far that you don't understand? Maybe I'm too technical, maybe you want to clarify some things.
In your opinion, how much longer until you think AI is efficient enough and smart enough where it could replace majority of employees?
It's a very good question. In my opinion, I think it will take another 10 to 15 years for AI to fully replace to do most of our jobs to make a more productive and efficient tasks. Maybe the scale is about 10 to 15 years.
Is that just in semiconductor? Because I feel like from what I learned, semiconductor might take even longer because of the heavy information and technicalities is so detailed, as
Right.
opposed to other industries.
Yeah, but semiconductor in semiconductor trend currently they already have robotics that which use AI. So it can predict. Let's say the robotic arm. Normally they use robotic arm. If you've seen the robotic arm, if people like moving here one step, step 2, step 3, and then back step 5, step 6, without doing any coding, without doing any teaching, it adapts to the movements by point, and then it works according to that. That's how AI and robotics are working. I believe that it might take longer time compared to other industries, but it's already on the process. So I believe that if you go to YouTube or something like that, and then you can see robotics in semiconductor, and you can see wow, thousands of videos, and then you get some ideas how it really works and how it really affects the semiconductor industry. As what coming back to your question, it will really take some time, maybe like 15 to 20 years, maybe, but it's already in one progress. Any other questions? If not, I will ask questions.
Wait, I have one more. This is like semiconductor and healthcare as well, because we talk about how we have robotic assistants in surgery, right? Is semiconductor industry somehow involved or supporting in producing all these robotic technology for other industries, maybe healthcare? Somehow.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Semiconductor, that means they're producing chips. Chips which used in electronic boards to control the robots.
So it's
So
a
anyhow,
lot of
it's
it is
interrelated.
semiconductor.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's a very good question actually. In order to make the robot so precise to do surgical in medical industry or to interpret the health data or something like that, it needs a very high speed computing sensors or GPUs, processors and so on. Okay, so these semiconductors industries are the major players for the healthcare industries. However, they are interrelated when they goes into the technology trend.
I would think that takes even longer because you're talking about people's health and involves humans, right? So personally, I feel like in that particular industry, semiconductor and healthcare, maybe people would take their time with it before they're very welcome.
Yes, you are true. But in China, I've seen I've read through their news. They are already implementing AIs in their healthcare system. So like how is that like? Let's say the sugar, they test the sugar, glucose level and everything, the blood pressure and everything. So by using the blood pressure itself, the AI can interpret how many blocks in the artery they have, pulmonary vein and everything. So how fast we need to do the surgery. They can do the calculation and everything. So they can give a report, very intense report to the doctors to take the next action. Because every second matters of life. So that is the reason the AI comes in, and then it really helps in the healthcare industry. I wish Malaysia can do that, because implementing such technology in the healthcare industry can really save a lot of people.
Is it costly, like in China, to do that?
China is not costly because they itself manufacturers for the ICs and everything.
Do you think it's going to be costly to go to Malaysia?
Yes, of course, it is going to be costly for Malaysia, but it's good to implement. It's rather, do we need this or do we want this? Of course, we need this. So that I believe that government will also have this kind of same idea on improvising the healthcare industry in Malaysia by using technology. It really helps, because we can see currently now we can see a lot of people are waiting in the hospitals to see the doctor to just get consultation or something like that. It's a big queue, right? So even me, I've been there, I've done that. So yeah, so in order to get efficient treatment for the patient, we need some kind of technology to faster up some appointments, and basically for the treatment. Aisyah, any questions?
So you kan banyak pergi company kan, macam George Ken, apa FTI apa semua kan, pergi yang India punya ataupun yang dekat dengan kita dalam Malaysia lah, dekat Penang kan, especially. You tengok ada ke yang pakai AI? Macam kita kan, kita macam tak ada. Diorang ada tak macam robotik yang menggunakan IoT? Macam you pergi tengok macam you macam amazed, macam wow, macam tak. Dekat kita tak ada pun macam tu. Ada?
So far, saya pernah tengok sekali. I have seen one at ASC Penang. It's a new plant. So they build just for the wafer inspection. Those wafer are very critical and super thin. No humans are allowed to touch. So, pernah sekali lah, I have seen once. So they use they get the robot's arms to handle that wafer. Because that wafer, one wafer will cost you about $800. that one wafer, such a small wafer, is $800. The critical part of this is that they use the chip, the IC, to develop for the aerospace industry. So when it comes to aerospace, we're talking about millions of ringgit, right? Millions of dollars and everything. So the customer gave the wafer to them to do the inspection and the sorting and everything to get an assembly package. So that it need to be super critical. The process is not same as the normal wafer. So this is like more critical, need to be more precise. Similar like doing the brain surgery, but in semiconductor industry. Yes, I have seen the robotic, and they use AI to interpret the die size and everything, how much pressure need to put, how much, which angle need to carry this and everything.
Oh,
It's
AAC.
not that easy. AAC, yes.
So kalau kita nak ada arm tu, kita kena import lah.
Actually, we can buy from China, but what is the purpose we are doing it? We can develop a machine because we are the automation, right? We're doing automation, but we can buy. We call it AMR. AMR is robotic, artificial machine robot. So that we can buy from China. We can integrate that into our machine, and then we can sell as one machine. Again, is that the purpose? The customer requirement. If there's a customer requirement, we can do that. It simplifies the human job, basically. How critical is the process? Is that they really need that? And then, yes, we can supply that.
How big is the arm? Macam tangan kita ke?
It's almost same.
Yeah.
Yes. Dia macam ada base. If we can.
Oh,
Something.
macam tu.
But this is too big lah. This is too big. Maybe I can have something like this.
Ni katakan orang
You
kan.
see, yeah. During my college, I have created this prototype robotic arm. My project title, my final year project was the robotic arm. So what my project do is to pick up the screws in the production floor.
Oh,
Yes.
malah ke?
So my robot, my robot arm,
Yeah.
my robot arm is like it has a wheel and everything. This one is stagnant. My one have a wheel. So when I release my arm in the production floor, it will move like a remote car. When it move, and then if let's say there's a sensor, ultrasonic sensor, it will sense any metals in front, and then the arm will turn and then go pick, and then turn, come back, put inside the container.
So it's like those vacuum cleaners yang automatic.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So
Sir.
you just-
But it just with the arm. Yeah.
So you don't need anyone to control it.
No need.
You do it
Sorry,
yourself.
it's auto.
Did you put magnets on it? Oh, that's cool.
So that was my project many years ago during my college. So something like that. So if you see it like this, it's all wired. This is the angle for the photo, the rotation and everything. And this one is for the very critical inspection or something. It's basically, so I want to do we can do many things actually. So you want to do soldering, you want to do repairing, you want to replace this, take out this, and then you put like an arm, and then you just like wait for very precise.
Just curious, for a machine like this, right? Of course, you need to replace the parts and maintain it sometimes,
Right.
right? Is it expensive to replace the parts and maintain it?
Okay, when it comes to robotics, yes. Even the cable itself, these cables that connect with the drivers and everything, right? the cables itself is so expensive because it need to be flexible, it need to be durable. So it's like one time you change, it must last for like 2 to 3 years minimum, something like that. If let's say you're using production in 24/7, so it need to last at least 3 to 4 years, something like that.
So that's the regular maintenance.
Yes,
frame.
the predictive maintenance, everything need to be done. And the components used for the robotic arms, it's not like the common hardware parts that we use for our machineries. So it need to be more tough and more durable actually.
So like you don't use regular steel, copper,
Oh, yes,
metal,
right,
and all
yes.
that. So it's custom.
Maybe the grade is be quite higher grades.
I see.
We still use steel, but then maybe the higher.
Highest grades.
And Japan is very good in robotics. If you get a chance to visit Japan, you can go see the automation, how they use the robotic arm. That's wonderful.
I went to the disintegrating factory.
Yeah.
Because you know the notorious is very big, right? Wow, it was
Yes.
amazing things.
Japan is very good.
Yeah, it's very efficient.
Even in semiconductor industry, most of them they prefer to use robotics from Japan because they are one thing is they are very good, and then durability, so they can last longer compared to China. But China also is trying to come up with the quality. Not to say using China brand is bad, but they have improved their quality.
Is it, when you say quality, is it like just the raw material or overall design and the whole
Overall
assembly?
design and
The assembly and everything. You haven't really caught up with Japan yet.
But it's good. We are using China cars, so nothing to complain with the quality. But it comes, of course, the robotic arm from China is much cheaper, and customers would prefer to go with the cutting cost. Okay, Aisha,
Okay,
on the road.
well explained.
Okay, any other further questions? There. So I hope the first session have give you insights about Industry 4.0 and the revolutions, how it from with Industry 1.0 to Industry 4.0, and I believe my sharing have taught you how to, what is IoT and big data, AI, how it does work and everything. So I will end our first session today by giving you some insight. Industry 4.0 technology isn't just a tool, it's the heartbeat of smarter, faster and more connected factories. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you after lunch for this next section. Our next section will be smart manufacturing. Thank you. So as we learned this morning, right? So regarding the Industry 4.0. So now we need to understand why digital transformation matters in the industry. Okay. So first of all, it improves efficiency and also productivity. How? So in the morning, we in the morning session we learned that Industry 4.0 we implement IoT, AI, core technologies into industry manufacturing to improve efficiency and productivity of to streamline production flow, right? So how we do that is by automate manual works. So those time they use operators. Now they are using more on machineries and automated machineries like robotics and everything, and also reduce error and delays. So when it comes to error, human nature, when human handling certain things, process or something, data analytical, and they tend to have some errors, right? So that is why we jump into smart manufacturing, where we implement those technologies into manufacturing and to reduce errors and delay. Okay. So secondly, to enhance customer experience. So we can provide by implementing smart manufacturing, we can provide faster service to customer, where we can reduce the downtime of the machine, process, data analytical. So we tend to provide more better services to customer. Personalization, that means we can personalize using the technology. We can personalize the things, that the processes that we want to do based on our specification or requirement. So we don't need to dependent to vendors, something like that. Okay, so we can personalize according to our spec and our preference. Okay, seamless digital touchpoint. That means, as I said in the morning, we have gone through extensive industry 4.0 technology and everything, right? So we have learned that big data and IoT technologies. So as I said, the machineries will be pushing the machine summary into the server. Okay, so that means there is no paperwork. You reduce paperwork, such things. Okay, enable data-driven decisions. So when it comes to smart manufacturing, you have MES dashboard. MES is manufacturing execution system. Okay, so in bullet point, the operation manager or the operation team can see in single dashboard which machine is down, which machine is running production, and such on. So by that, you can predict and foresee the trends. From, let's say you have hundreds of machines, and then in the production flow, the most important is the production throughput. If let's say the management is seeing one dashboard and he can see all the data or information that is required to do decision, to make decision, right? So the management need to make decision. Oh, okay, whether we can commit to this throughput by today, or he can do some analytical decisions by using the MES execution system. Okay, and also it boosts the competitiveness, respond to market changes quickly, and stay ahead of digital first competitors. So how does it work? When there is a company is adapt and using MES smart manufacturing system into their factory line, they can improve and stay competitive in the market. So you attract more customers, more products, and more throughputs. Especially you make a lot of profit. Okay, also supports business agility and innovation. When it comes to smart manufacturing, you can easily adapt to new tools. We can provide training, your engineers, your technicians, your operators. It's easy to adapt to new technology. Okay, encourage experimentation and continuous improvement. So when a company or organization implement any smart technology into the manufacturing, it's a continuous improvement. It's not like one-time deal you install and then you ask the customer to use and then just walk away. No, it doesn't work that way. So it always comes with a continuous improvement. So once you implement, it's like now you use TTT, right? So you need to train it, you make some changes, you need to give the correct prompt and everything, right? So that's how it works. It's always continuous improvement. Even in technical training, we need to continuously support them until they are independent to run the machine. Okay, so it might take 3 months, 6 months. It's always continuous. And then during throughout the period, so what will they notice is that maybe there is required hardware changes, or software changes, something like that, and then we must be able to follow the changes, or depending on whether it's payable or chargeable or something like that, and then we need to address that issue to them. I mean, we need to provide them the solution. Okay. So, companies that embrace digital move faster and serve better and compete smarter. So once you go back after this training, hopefully you can talk to the management to adapt to the digital transformation, where we can improve our productivity and efficiency of the company. Okay, the core technologies. Okay, first of all is AI. AI, as we mentioned in this morning, as we discussed, chatbots helps to as a first layer to customer. It can help to communicate with the customer, get the basic information, and then get the actual people, technical skills to go and directly talk or approach customers. Okay, and also AI, as I said in the morning, recently we are working on a project which is called AI reclassification vision system. So that vision system will enable us to position control automation technology in the market, which no people have done it. So why I'm saying that is because when it comes to AI reclassification, a lot of vendors who is already in the market doesn't want to do that because of the price. And we are trying to provide a solution to the industry, especially semicon, so that because we can create or develop the software with the hardware integration and everything with a much lower price. When we do that, we are providing a solution to customer where having a problem with the current vendors who have issues with personalization. So when they want to change this GUI or something like that, they want to have extract the data, but then with the current system, closed loop system, they cannot do that. So we are approaching customers, our existing customers, with the open solution, open tool system, where they can integrate according to their preference. Okay. So Internet of Things, and most of the semicon industries, they are already adapting to the Internet of Things, where they can centralize all the machine information, data, predictive maintenance, everything in connected. All the system, let's say they have 500 systems in the production line, they already have connected to the server. So this will help them to make a better decision. As I said, there's two ways of method of doing things. Two traditional, one is traditional way and one is smart manufacturing. In traditional way, they have a very manual type of work, and in smart manufacturing, everything is being data proven, data driven. So who is driving it is IoT. Okay. Cloud. Most of the manufacturing systems, even us, we are using Google Workspace, right? So Google Workspace, AWS, Azure. Most of the big MNC companies are using AWS. Why it comes with that? Even initially, AWS was using a traditional method of doing data gathering and everything, and now the AWS have improved and implemented AI solutions into their AWS to manage and make better decisions, right? Okay. So data analytical. So when it comes to production floor, there's a lot of data need to be analyzed before we sending to their customer, right? So they use Power BI dashboards. For example, like to analyze customers' data. So how the machine performance, where is it lacking, why the downtime is taking so long, all that can be done manually, but it will take more time. So customer most probably they want immediate response, right? The results. So it's always like when it comes to semiconductor, it's like result oriented. So they want, okay, let's say they have a meeting, they have a limit. Today need to meet this expected volume for production. They need to meet that by today. So it cannot be like there's no plus minus tolerance for that. Okay. So before we go through the activity, so I would like to recap what we have learned throughout the session. Okay, so basically we have to go through the traditional way of manufacturing and smart manufacturing. So what is the difference is it relies on the traditional manufacturing, it relies on the linear process, where smart manufacturing comes with the real-time data. Okay, it's often used with manual intervention, and when it comes to smart manufacturing, it's interconnected system. Okay, and when it comes to traditional manufacturing, it is limited data use, where smart manufacturing comes with adaptive process and enhanced production. Okay, as we know, by adapting to smart manufacturing, we know that it's very efficient. Okay, streamline operation and reduce waste. Waste can be monetary, time, production costs and everything. Okay, and also it's lower operational costs through automation and predictive maintenance. It's always the cost comes first. Okay, and using the data to foresee and prevent equipment failures. This is the main core, as I said earlier. This is the main core why current manufacturers are adapting to smart manufacturing. Okay, so it's a very quick recap before we go to the group session. Okay, the key components of smart manufacturing is one is automation and robotics. Machine and robots perform repetitive tasks and increase precision and speed. Even in the morning also we talk about the robotic arms and everything, right? So why people are, the industry is adapting more into robotics and automation is because of the speed and also the precision of the task. As I said in the morning, the die need to be precisely picked up. It cannot be handled by humans. Okay, something like that. And predictive maintenance and digital twin technology. Forecast maintenance needs and simulating process to improve performance. So as I said in the morning as well, the maintenance need to be forecast. If not, you will have a longer runtime of the machine. The technical team also will have difficulties to get the machine up if there is no predictive maintenance. Okay, and IoT, industrial Internet of Things, extend IoT into industrial settings for enhanced communication and data sharing. So there is two things. IoT is for the basics, and IIoT is for the industrial. So mostly industrial will be using IIoT to get streamline of communication and data sharing in between the organization. Okay. So this is the video which we saw earlier. We already covered this. Now let's do one group exercise. So I'll give you about 20 to 25 minutes. So we can discuss. You can discuss among each other, and then we can go through this together later. Okay. Activity 1: give real life example of digital tools in business. So I have 3 divisions. One is operation and manufacturing, sales and marketing, HR and administration. Just do whichever you learn this throughout this morning. If you don't know, it's okay. We can discuss that later. And how to start digital adoption at your workplace. Okay, just give about 3 or something like that, each one. Okay, or maybe you can choose which one you want to do. Like one role like HR and administration, maybe Sarah operation and manufacturing, Aisha can do sales and marketing. Okay, so just three, then we can discuss together. Any questions before we go to the group activity?
We're just doing activity 1, right? That's it. Not
Sorry?
for now. We're just doing activity 1 first.
Oh yeah, 1 and 2, yeah, you can do together.
Together?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So whatever you stated here,
Uh,
how you going to implement it?
Okay.
Yeah.
okay, discuss.
At your current workplace, like control question or help, yeah.
Tapi real life example. So kenapa nak adoption lagi? Sebab kita tidak ada.
Gimana? Macam mana?
Kan give real life example. Kenapa nak how to start? Benda tu dah ada. Faham tak?
Okay, once you give the example here, so based on that, whichever you don't have, then you can, ataupun you just give me how to start a digital adaptation in your workplace. Whichever you think there's a lacking, then you can suggest. Macam tu lah. Okay? You can discuss.
HR obviously ABSS. HR dengan
Okay, let me guide. How about we start with HR and administration? So macam HR and administration, in the morning Puan Nurul mentioned that they have some difficulties in managing the payslip and everything, right? So macam mana kalau what if we use AI to shorten time ke macam tu? So anything in you feel that a task that can be shortened or improvised by using technology. Aisha, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So you can ask me any question if you have.
Cerita tu kan. Sebab tapi benda tu kita dah ada. So letak benda yang atau mungkin boleh enhance mengikut nama AI tu.
For example, like sales and marketing. Sales and marketing, it can be like a CRM platform. So we can for the lead.
That's like HR.
And also for the sales and marketing boleh ada chatbot. So maksudnya orang tak perlu reply benda yang sama.
Yes, correct.
Tak kena bagi product brochure.
Correct.
Bagi tu boleh chatbot je.
For operation and manufacturing, of course, we already discussed this IoT, big data, Internet of Things, AI. Cloud, yes. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer. We can discuss later. So no need to worry to find precise answer. Okay. So for operation and manufacturing, maybe we can use the digital twins where we can create a virtual replica of the system and then simulate before we go for the prototype. It's like as I said in the morning, it's like creating a prototype with 3D printing instead of spending so much of money to do the prototype and actual things.
Well, for me, how I would apply operations and manufacturing is to my particular job right now. It's the medical devices.
Ah, okay.
So,
Can be anything.
so that's how I wrote it down.
Right, okay. So you must understand, every manufacturing process is unique. So depending on the industry and also trend. Solution can be customized, not just digitalized, but it can be tailored to suit the operations and also the need of the operation. More minutes. We can discuss each other. Yeah. We can share.
For me, I don't know much about HR. I think it's like when the rules are input on sales or marketing. So, you do it. You
Chatbot dengan CRM.
you can put ads using AI to analyze our ads to get leads, implement the target from clients. So save money lah kan for the company as well.
Ini buat AI untuk post marketing itu. Instead kita rely on DG kan.
Yeah, actually, if you use AI, you can create your content kan like Canva. It's like Canva AI as well. So if we have the resource, Canva AI, so we'll just give instruction on how to make the visual copywriting simple. And on top of that, when you post, AI can also analyze which region, age group, our target audience. And after that, AI can also enhance the experience, like based on feedback, what kind of color you use, what kind of wording you use, what is the slang of that particular region, all those things.
So HR, kita boleh ambil HRMS, Human Resource Management System.
Oh,
Infotech lah.
manage
It's a system. Lepas tu kalau untuk kita document management system, kita boleh ambil Dropbox, Google Drive, semua letak dalam tu. Lepas tu kita telecommunication, maksudnya kalau macam nak panggil apa, staff, macam candidate itu dia tak boleh datang, so kita just by Zoom, by Teams, macam tu. Tiga je kan.
Itu how to start tu. Yang tadi kita
Yang tu, terus lah.
how to start.
Okay,
So since
to give you more briefing, so MES is actually it's like a global, it's a one-stop platform where you able to connect with your vendors, your suppliers. So everybody knows like, okay, once the supplier supplied the material, and then entire production floor will know, oh, okay, this incoming is coming, so what to do next and everything. It's like a very streamlined process. So that is what MES basically is about. It's the entire supply chain.
Sales marketing,
Chatbot.
you jawapan.
Chatbot. CRM, macam browser kat tadi. Dengan AI.
Yeah, for advertising. For me is for operations. You can put like efficiency and managing staff, project and execution. That's project execution. And what I would say, IoT to ensure centralized data sharing. That one we use Google Drive, and that is to ensure that our data is protected and everyone has access to it. So there's no backlog or everyone can operate smoothly. Research and monitoring trends and behavior and relevancy of product. That one is for the manufacturing part. It's about as people evolve, and sometimes certain product are not relevant or the technology is old. So we want to know that, we want to be aware. So when we acquire a new supplier macam tu, we know exactly what we want. So that saves cost.
Yeah.
Okay, let me know once you're done. Yeah, okay. Faster than I thought. Okay. Okay, let's go one by one. Maybe you can share one example or maybe two examples, and then we go for it. Okay. So in activity 1, real life examples of digital tools in business. Let's focus on operation and manufacturing. Sarah, how?
So for me, what's really relevant is using like ChatGPT and Notion, mainly for the efficiency of managing staff, project, and to ensure that you have a timely execution and
Okay.
with minimal errors.
Okay. So why do you choose Notion? Because it has a very good workflow, right?
Yeah, I think Notion, it gives you autonomy to do a lot of things. When you manage different projects, you can be creative, you can be organized. So I like it because of all the tools,
Right.
productivity tools. Yeah.
So have you used in the previous office?
Use it
Notion.
since I started working. My first job, I used Notion.
Okay. So how do you find how do you get adapt to Notion?
I think now you can find a lot of templates, even tutorials online. You don't have to build anything from scratch if you don't want to. You can just find a template online and then customize it a bit to ensure that it fits your working style. So it really supports in terms of your flow, on how you build your tasks and how you manage other people or projects.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do Notion really helps in business? So like as you said, it's like do the project management, some workflows. So everybody, all the employees will know where to start and where to end. That's the goal, right?
Yeah. Right. So how
So do you think it's really important to adapt to technology rather than doing in the traditional way?
Yeah, it's really important, especially for if now everything is done really fast. So if you stick to old traditional method, you won't be able to keep up with the demands, and then
Right.
it will affect your business a lot.
So how do you think customer will react when you give something when there's a query and then you respond within, instead of days, you respond within hours? So how do you think customer will accept this?
I think they will accept it really well, especially now everyone with instant gratification and wanting things in short in attention span. So people are shifting to that kind of lifestyle
Right.
mindset. So we need to also adapt to that kind of lifestyle mindset.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good.
Yes.
Okay. How about sales and marketing? Nadia? Nadia, aku dulu lah. Sorry, Aisyah.
The first one is chatbot,
Chatbot. Okay, we also use chatbot.
and then CRM,
Yeah.
and so AI.
AI. Okay. How about CRM? I think most of the CRM is all in the market already. How do you think the CRM really helps on sales and marketing?
It's easier to follow up on customer whenever we send the quotation or invoice. So senang lah macam tak perlu.
So basically for initial is the leads. You key in the leads into the CRM, and then the CRM will automatically, the CRM with the AI assistance and everything. So what we'll do is like, oh okay, Aisha, you need to contact this person at these hours, and it'll like a reminder for you, right? So and it's when the workflow of the CRM sales lead, the sales CRM will be much better compared to the traditional CRM.
And then you can know the potential buyers now.
Right. I mean, a lot of customers will ask inquiry, but then end of the day there's no turn up, right? So it might also help you to make better decisions in approaching customers, whether this is a valid customer, whether it's a potential customer.
Join buyer.
Yes. So it really helps on the industry, right? So how do you think AI will help with the sales and marketing? How about marketing? Do you use any marketing tool right now? Facebook, TikTok,
Ya, maybe on Canva.
Canva, okay.
Canva yang kita masuk prompt tu, and then dia akan generate.
But I see there's a problem with Canva. When you give a prompt and then it will give you some
Macam benda-benda
generic,
sikit.
very generic.
Tapi bolehlah sedikit sebanyak tolong. Tapi not fully now.
How about SEO? SEO. Have you heard about search engine optimization? So that is one tool that we are currently very trending. People, businesses use to promote their the business in Google. So whenever you open, you type in control automation, the first thing, the website, everything will become is like that. That is what we position our CAT-SP website, or people type automation or something like that. So the first thing is our company, the search engine optimization.
That one is paid kan? Kena bayar kan?
Of course you need to pay. Of course you need to pay. Because why? The developer need to put a lot of keywords. A lot of keywords, macam healthcare or ECG, blah blah blah, and everything. So that requires time and okay. How about HR? What HR?
Kita ada Human Resource Management System. So sekarang kita boleh protect, which is kita boleh hantar boleh attendance, leave, claim, so kita tak payah buat minggu lah. So everything dalam tu kita just generate, keluar semua. Cut cost, cut. Simak masa.
Okay, currently Puan use ABSS kan?
NSS for
Accounting. So in terms of administration, ada apa-apa yang boleh ChatGPT? But why you need to use ChatGPT for the administration?
To later.
Is it like a policy to make policies, or to make sudden something like that?
Mana cepat kan? Macam tu just kalau ni kita just buat sikit lah.
But when you prompt in the ChatGPT, dia ada bagi correct ke atau kena buat ubah juga? So dia akan bagi based on Malaysian policy lah.
Dan tadi apa kita document management system macam Drive, Dropbox, macam apa sama juga. So kita centralize kita punya document dalam satu file. Dan digital teleconnection macam Zoom, Teams, so macam kita nak activate anything kan. So kalau kita dapat asal, kita boleh.
Okay. So you use virtual assistant lah. In Zoom and now we see there's importance of minutes of meeting. Minutes of meeting, we have a lot of AI platform to capture whatever we are seeing, and then it will give you a transcript or summary, executive summary. Very good. It's a very useful tool. I've been using Otter AI. Otter, OTTER, Otter AI. Whenever I go for a meeting, especially with boss, and then I'll just turn it on, and then I'll just let it record everything, and then end of the day, it will give me very good summary. exactly. You will capture everything, who said what, and it's very good.
Is it good for multilingual meetings?
Sorry?
Multilingual meetings. English, BM, Chinese, Tamil even sometimes. Have you done that where it's multilingual?
No, actually I haven't.
English usually is really
Yes.
good. Yeah, English. So I'm using it for English as well. But BM, I've seen it trying to capture BM, then it
Yes,
becomes a bit
correct.
haywire.
Correct, right. Have you used any tools like
I've
that?
only used that only because I attended a meeting and they used Otter, so they shared it with me, and then I experienced it through that. But I don't trust it so much because of the multilingual
Okay.
issues. Yeah. So that's why I just write myself or record the meeting and then I'll write.
Ah, okay. But that's the traditional way of doing things.
Yeah, because I still don't trust that it will capture everything. Because sometimes, especially in Malaysia, we have so many languages we speak, DM and English especially. But sometimes, Chinese come up.
Maybe you can use Read AI,
Read.
READ.
Just read.
So I feel that Read AI gives more better transcription of what we are talking. Even Chinese, Malay, yeah, I tried that. Maybe you can try. Okay, so can we move on to the second activity? Okay, for the operation and manufacturing. So how do you think you want to start digitalize any task at your workplace?
I think what we've already started a couple months back when we did the morning meetings. So now we're doing it very simple because it takes time for people to adopt this new habit. Because we have a lot of older people here, so we make it super simple by just using Google Sheet, manually inputting their progress on a daily basis. That one is for operations, and so far I think that helps people being on the same page. I hope it helps the dynamic of the workplace a bit better because then everyone knows what everyone is doing. As for manufacturing, I've been using a lot of ChatGPT to ensure that whatever new devices that we inquire, that it is not that the technology is not obsolete and that it's relevant. So I also use ChatGPT to monitor trends and behaviors, like what are the trends, what are the devices that people nowadays would really appreciate that would help them a lot at home, especially those with dependent, and also the behaviors of people. What kind of features should these devices have to ensure that the flow is super easy and there's no
Right.
resistance? So that helps a lot.
Okay.
But the thing is, that's just one part. The other part is to ensure that where can we find the suppliers that can create or customize this kind of devices at a good cost.
Okay. So as you mentioned earlier, you have implemented worksheet, right? Early morning, 50 minutes. How do you find the adaptability of the employees? You know, when you initially implement this using the Google Sheet and everything, so that everybody is in line, real time updated. So how do they respond?
Okay, I think it did take, there was a learning curve for sure, because for people who have never familiarized themselves with having to update or provide this kinds of update, it was a bit challenging for them
Okay.
to even know how to write, because sometimes the learning curve include making sure you type really relevant details rather than just you don't have to be too long
Yeah.
or too short where you don't quite understand.
The grandfather story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that part is just something you gotta learn a little bit, but everyone adapted to that easily. But it's
How long does it take for you to get everybody to streamline?
about 1 month, 1.5 month, for everyone to finally see the flow and learn to speak the same language, so to speak.
So before you implement this, how was the how was the data being shared among themselves?
I think usually on a weekly basis, it was just calling up one staff and asking what's the
Right.
update.
So in a traditional way, I mean a
Very
very
traditional.
old way
Yeah.
to do business, which supposed not to do, right? So
It's the
because
tracking, it's the
data
tracking.
sharing is very important
Yeah.
among everybody. We need to know everybody what is they are doing, each task, and what to follow up and not, right? So by doing this, does it make any improvement in company productivity?
I believe so, yeah. You don't waste time circling over something
Right.
that's irrelevant.
So that really helps to increase the productivity of the company.
Yes, and prevent like things slipping here and
Right,
there. Especially
okay.
sales, sales is important.
Right. Okay, thank you, Zara.
Thank you.
How about Aisyah?
Before this kita dah ada kat CRM tu, tapi dia macam tak efektif sangat sebab dia redundant. Dia dapat kita save yang tu, tapi bila orang lain save dengan nama lain sikit je, still boleh save, tapi nombor yang sama. So macam sangat tak efektif. Kita dah save dah, tapi dia still ada.
So it's like a double job.
So,
So it's the same thing, but then repeated. Okay.
Lepas tu macam like contoh previous orang yang guna, dia masukkan dara lain, so still boleh save. So macam kita yang baru guna ni, kita akan pening lah. So kalau ada CRM yang memang macam senang untuk kita guna, kita patut subscribe lah untuk CRM tu.
So basically, you need a CRM with AI assistance, something like that. So to identify the similar leads, even though the input are different or something like that, but then to capture similarity between the leads and then to filter it, so that it's easy to follow up. So other than that, anything else that you might have?
Maybe kita kena implement chatbot kot untuk
Chatbot, okay.
reply customer inquiries.
And odd hours can. So let's say you go back home already and then you still need to reply customers.
At least macam kalau diorang nak tahu inquiry tu je, diorang just tekan kan. Macam kalau company besar kan, macam KPJ, macam I nak try basic health screening. So kita just tekan je, kita nak details pasal tu, nanti dia akan keluar. Lepas tu kalau kita nak lebih-lebih, barulah kita tekan chat live agent ke apa ke. And then the next day barulah kita dapat, kita as a company, baru kita boleh entertain customer macam tu. So tak payah nak kena reply malam, tak payah nak kena.
Oh, recently I have a very good experience with this, as what you said. My iPhone, I need to change my battery. So I go through the Facebook and then I press WhatsApp. So the moment starting from the end, all was chatted by AI. So I asked for replacement, how much is the price. It's like I'm talking to another human, another person. But then it's written there, it's AI.
Senang
Okay.
kan?
Yeah.
Macam tak payah.
Even for the phone replacement or phone battery company business, so they tend to adapt to this AI trend. Because I started the conversation in the morning around 6:30, something like that. But then he still reply me. I don't know whether the real person got see or not, but I had a message from them in the afternoon, something like that. They said, "Sir, are you coming to validate, to reconfirm and everything?" So that's how the entire industry is adapting to AI. In marketing as well. In marketing, even YouTube now have AI features where you can create your own shorts. Okay, every month you can do about 50 or 20 to 30 videos for free in shorts. So you just need to give the AI some prompts about your business, and then it will create very realistic AI shorts videos.
Do they use avatar?
Yes.
Use avatar. So you can put your own face.
Yes. You can put your own face. You can put like you're talking in Mandarin, you're talking Malay, English, Tamil, doesn't matter. So you just need to give the prompt. So even you see how marketing people tend to use all these free automation tools and everything to do marketing for their own business. Those who are selling keropok also now going into AI. And it's not like 20-30 years ago. It's very futuristic, and the marketing tool is very. You don't need to pay some people to do the marketing for you. You can do by yourself. And especially Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. That's something big. Okay, I hope this exercise have brainstormed how and why we need to have a smart manufacturing and also adaptability to the new technology and everything. Okay, let's. Open.
Berat, you know what? For the second activity.
Oh, the second activity. Okay, fine, sorry. So for the second activity, so how do you think digital adaptation at your workplace? What can be improved? Maybe currently you already have, but what if we can improve? What are the things that we can improve?
Better if they have server lah. Because
Server.
I have access. Cannot update live 100% almost.
But even if having server, will it help to access to people?
Because have 3 users kan, kita punya account yang boleh beli. 3 users can access at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So okay, before dekat kampi lampu kan, ibu yang that one boleh apa? So diorang boleh update live. Tak pun boleh update live. So tak ada conflict data.
So currently that means your organization don't have a server which enables you to access the ABSS at the same time.
Yeah.
By adding a
Kalau
server.
bos kena check, kita tak pakai benda. Kalau tak ada conflict, so kita nak try benda yang guna space kan.
Okay.
Guna space tak support kan sistem.
Yeah, you cannot run that software on this platform.
So memang tak boleh. Kita macam Excel, which is kita boleh update kan, bila update. Everyone can update but ABSS tak support.
It needs a server, not
So server is paling stable.
So have you checked with the ABSS how?
Dah check dah.
Okay.
So dia kata semua Dropbox sama dengan Google Drive bukan pilot.
So that is the one thing we want to improve. Okay, so moving forward. So nanti once you go back, then you can talk to your management for the things that you want to influence. Maybe there's a chance, and you must validate now why you want to do this.
I think
The
it's
changes.
like the most expensive for you. Yeah, server is the most expensive change. Yeah,
Tak, sebetulnya anyone boleh code, siapa boleh pakai juga.
that is it's expensive, right? So
Sebelum something wrong kan, so I pernah cakap orang
Almost 100K.
IT.
Not cheap.
Agency je.
AI problem.
Yeah, around 50 maybe.
10
10. Dah berapa lama dah?
Dah cukup 2 jam.
Yeah.
Lebih ya?
So just now was 1 hour
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Now we've done 40 minutes. Almost 50 actually.
Okay, to review and recap, what have we learned throughout the session today, since morning till now. The basic is to understand the fundamental of digital transformation. Why we need to, the digital transformation is like from manual job scope to automate. Okay, and to identify the key technologies that enable digital transformation. For example, whatever we learn in the morning, that's what we learn in the afternoon session, how to implement the digital technologies into the manufacturing. That is whatever we learn the technology, AI, IoT and everything, and then we need to know why we need to implement this, right? So that is like cloud data, why we need to do this. Okay. Recognize how digital tools improve productivity and decision making skills. Okay, basically identify basic steps to begin digital adaptation in the organization. So we have done a group exercise why we need to make the real life example based on HR, marketing, and also operations and manufacturing. Okay, and the second activity was to know what adoption we can do at our organization when whatever we learned today, and then we can go back and implement at your workplace. Okay. Okay, now the best part, it's quiz. Let's really see. Okay, number 1. Which scenario best represents smart manufacturing? A, B, C, D,
C.
C. Yeah. How does IoT improve manufacturing operations? By replacing all workers? Okay, by enabling real-time monitoring and connectivity between machines. That's how, as I said earlier, right? So IoT means it's an interconnection between machines or whatever devices. This is commonly faced when implementing smart manufacturing.
C.
Too many machines, lack of data, resistance to change, skill gaps, excessive automation.
D.
B or C? What is the challenge?
Rasa macam
The challenges.
dah okay.
A.
I got it. I think C, but it could be B.
There's no right or wrong answer. So.
C or D.
Especially when it comes to implementing smart manufacturing, too many machines also plays a role, because you in a production you have hundreds of machines, right? And each different process is very hectic. Okay, but then it's still it is under the challenges also. So the most is that people to adapt to that change. In the manufacturing or production in offices, you have people from age from 55 to 18. So to close the gap and everything for them to adapt, maybe the younger generation is more faster compared to the other one. Okay. Any questions?
So what is the difference between smart manufacturing dengan yang standard manufacturing? Adakah IoT je?
Okay, as we go through, there is two type of manufacturing. One is traditional and also smart, right? So your question is, what is the difference?
Difference macam
You're not only using IoT, but you also use AI and also big data, analytical. All that comes in one package.
so kalau yang traditional punya tak ada lah semua tu.
Yes, tak ada. So they
Even
use
automation pun tak ada.
automation ada, but they gather the data, everything semua manual. Even though it's computerized, but the computer is not intelligent enough to interpret the data to give you a summary report or something like that. It's a blind, you ask him to do, he just do. But when it comes to smart manufacturing, it can analyze your data.
Yelah dia macam laptop yang ada AI dengan laptop yang
Tak ada.
previous yang lama-lama tak ada AI. Yang tak ada
Betul.
AI.
So to make it more simple, in a layman term, you pakai Excel, you bagi nombor, and then you need to drag everything down to see the sum. For example lah, let's say your laptop with AI, so you just give everything, then automatically you say total lah. Macam mana rasa dia. So you don't need to do the next step, right? So we can predict. You can predict, oh, what's your next move, what you really want, right? Any questions?
I do. In the semiconductor industry, when it comes to adopting the smart manufacturing, it's a two-part question. One, who's responsible for that? Is it a dedicated person, team, or department? And the second part, or do you outsource that? And the second part is that if there's resistance in adopting to this, is there another department to override or to vote, or who makes the decision basically to say no, we have to adapt, and making sure that when they adapt, everything is working clockworks?
Okay, so it's a very good question. So basically, in semiconductor, for example, KESM, is our customer, which recently adapt to this MES system, smart manufacturing. So how does, from what I discussed with them, they have explained to me how it works. The management, the upper management will make a decision to adapt to this MES execution system. The reason why they need to do that, to streamline the production. So basically they are offset. Offset means they get orders from the manufacturers and then they do the business for them. Okay, they run the machine, they get the production run and everything just to deliver the output to the customer. So what they do is they streamline. This department, they will have their own IT department. So every manufacturing, they have their own IT department. So what they do is the IT department work with the technical team. So it's not like only one department is managing, but both two departments basically. So like one IT department and one technical department, they need to talk each other, discussion, and they need to go implement the machine software in the machines and everything to get the data being transferred to the server, and they collect the data and then they streamline to dashboard. So all this, it works. It's like not like one dedicated department, but then they have to work together in order to get all this.
So there's no like, do you find working in the industry there is like a niche person who expertises in how these two departments communicate with each other? Because like sometimes you hear IT people can't communicate with salespeople and salespeople cannot communicate with certain departments. From your experience, do you think there's already a niche in creating people for that particular skill to become experts in making sure that the gap is closed?
Usually, this MES comes from third party. So the vendor need to come in. They need to have some discussion on the technical specs and specs and everything. So what is the requirement by the like for example KSM, and then they can say, oh okay, I need to monitor this and this, the features and everything. So these vendors will do that. So when they do that, then they will have the technical discussion and everything. So that's the employees in the customer side, they already overload with day-to-day tasks. So they don't have time to monitor all this. So that's where the vendor comes in.
I see, okay.
Alright.
Makes sense.
Wonderful, any questions? Okay. So I hope today's lesson have really give some input and insight about industry 4.0 and also smart manufacturing. And I would like to thank you for supporting me for the accreditation video. Hopefully this is can be
It's meaningful.
Yeah. meaningful for me. Okay, so I want to end my session with a quote. Smart manufacturing turns data into decisions and machines into intelligence. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. How easy is that?